Well, hello everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre here. How you all doing on this windy, chilly morning in Southern California? Hope you're doing fine. Well, I'm sitting here this morning. I was doing a little bit of preparation for my game session this week, my Superstar Baseball game session this week, and I thought, well, maybe I haven't put out an update in a long time, and there has been some slight interest in Superstar Baseball from subscribers lately. So I thought maybe I put something out. Maybe I can recruit some new players, but in the long run, to give you an update on that. So if you're watching this live or later when it's recorded, and you have any questions or anything, just put them in there, and I will get back with you. No problem. So Superstar Baseball, how did I get into this? Well, in the early 80s, there was about 5 or 6 of us in the military at George Air Force Base in California. And we picked up Avalon Hill's Superstar Baseball. And at the time, even with the expansion set, there was only about 120 or 125 players. So we created we created a draft system in 6 teams, 3 in each league. And we played. We decided to play 30-game seasons so that we would see the end of this and then playoffs. And so we'd see the end at the light of the tunnel. And still to this day, we play 30-game seasons. But it's a little bit more than that, in the original with only the 6 teams. And then we played 10 seasons over the years because it takes a while over the years. Then in season 11, we expanded to 12 teams. And how did we expand? Well, a gentleman designer by the name of Phil Graham got the rights to redesign and update Superstar Baseball, and he did. And when he did, he created enough cards for us to go to 12 teams in a full draft and still have plenty of cards to spare. And over the years, he kept developing more and updating his thing every year, and that he is now retired. But Phil did release his players too on Delphi Forum, his player cards is free to the public after he retired. Well, once we retired, we kept working at it, and over the years, all the way from the beginning up through now, we've created another set of rules that don't dictate how the game is played. They're still played by Phil Graham's rules, which are pretty much the same with a little bit better stuff than the original rules. But we've developed it into a drafting owner/manager/player system where you own a certain amount of teams. And this year we had 4 owners. 3 of the owners owned 4 teams, and one of the owners, a new owner, owned 2 teams. And so the season went off. And we are now getting ready for the World Series, and it's between 2 of the teams that I own, Detroit and Pittsburgh. So I'll be playing Pittsburgh. My friend AJ, I released the Pittsburgh to him not for ownership, but for full management and playing during the World Series, making chance for injuries and so forth like that. But anyway, we developed these rules, and now it's like an owner sim also. So it's not just more. So, it's pretty interesting. And I have sent it out to a couple people that have requested them lately. And as I was saying, the season 24 is about to start. So I'm going to show you a little bit about season 24 since I haven't showed you much before. And so we're going to share the screen here a little bit. Share the screen. All right, here are the team. This is season 23. It says that's wrong. I don't know why I never spotted that before. It is the season 24 final team records. I'll correct that after this is over. It's a 30-game season, but as you can see right at the top, Boston and the Cubs. First I'll explain why the Cubs are in the American League. The new owner came in and wanted to play the Cubs in Kansas. So because of the scheduled development issues that resulted, if we'd have put one in the American League in Chicago, we allowed Chicago to go into the American League. So there was, 8 teams in the American League, 6 in the National League this year. You see, my Boston won the league. And the reason there's 31 on there is because they were tied at the end of the regular season and had to do a playoff for the division title, which Boston did win the division title. And then in the second AL division, Detroit won it fairly well over Baltimore, 14. And so, because of this, the wild card comes from the third place team with the best record. And as you look here and here, it was Seattle. So yeah, Seattle was a wild card. And they go on to play the second place team with the least record. Okay, so they went on to play Baltimore in the wild cards. Okay, then moving down to the National League, the Giants 20-10. Pittsburgh was 15-15. I remember I said Pittsburgh is they were second place. And then Milwaukee and Atlanta. And the Dodgers were the wild card. So the Dodgers played Pittsburgh in the wild card, and Pittsburgh beat them. Then Pittsburgh beat the Giants, and Atlanta beat Milwaukee, and then Pittsburgh beat Atlanta to get in. So it is Detroit in there. So that's pretty cool. It shows you their one loss, the runs scored, the runs against, run differential, KAs. This is the automatic outs in Superstar Baseball, these KAs. And then the errors they committed. These teams that have the highest errors, they kind of coincides with they having a lot of starting pitchers that were from the 19th century clubs, and they all had errors in the club because of their card size and that. And so let's take a look at something else here. I'll show you. Oops, lost it. Where did it go? There we go. There we go. Here's was the final batting for the American League by average. Chuck Klein, a real surprise this year, took the batting title, 330. Ruth was up there. Delahunty is always up there. What a good hitter he was. Sad story about his death. So that was the American League final stats going into the playoffs. Then I'll show you the National League. Okay, come on. Get up there. There we go. Larry Walker, the 352 this year, followed by George Sisler and George Davis. Bill Terry, Musial, Mantle was the MVP. So at that 319, and he hit 13 home runs and drove in 31 RBIs. Really pretty cool. So you can see Barry Bonds down here had the most home runs and the most RBIs, but Mantle had that. Got higher points for the average, and the way we figure it out in that. And so that was that. There's a lot of other stats that we have, home runs and pitchers and so forth like that. And maybe I'll just show you one pitcher's one. Okay, let's get down here. I'll show you the Pittsburgh pitchers. Okay, these are the starters and the relievers, of course. In the regular season, we go with a 5-man rotation. Then in the playoffs, you can go down. When the playoffs start, you can go down to a 4-man rotation. And for the World Series, you can go down to a 3-man rotation. I don't know what AJ is going to be doing with Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh, I am the owner of Pittsburgh, but I relinquished management of it during the World Series. So that's what all of the stats that we keep, and we do keep the games on iScore, so that we don't have to do paper. For many, many years, we were doing the paperwork and having to figure it out that way, and that was just a real pain in the butt. All right, so let's get back over to here again. So anyway, that was season 24 and where we stand, and it's going to be this Wednesday. What's going to happen this Wednesday by request, and I've been remiss the last couple of weeks of getting this done. So we're going to get it done we're going to play the very first game of the World Series, record it and publish it on the channel that night so people can see it. And, if you have any interest in our league and getting into our league, please, don't hesitate to email me. I'll try to remember to put it in the description, but my email address is w.thornton, THORNTON, the number 5, at verizon.net. And then some people will say, oh, game session, you guys live in Southern California and I live in Montana. Well, you don't have to be physically present to play. We can play over Skype or over Discord. If you like, the thing is that you're going to have to get the cards, which I can send you all of Phil's cards, and then you just have to get your team's hand cut and everything. Or hand printed or print them yourself and hand cut them. But we can do it that way. Or there's one more other way. If you don't want to play over Skype, but you still want to participate as the manager and the owner, each week you can look at the schedule, see who you're playing, what pitcher you're up against. You can set your lineups and email us your lineup. And then whoever the person is that will be playing your team that day uses your lineup to start the game and get it going. And believe me, we hold nothing back. We play to win no matter whose team we're playing, because there's a lot of times we play other people's times. My son lives in Temecula. He don't make a lot of physical moves, but he said, send lineups in. So do you need to be a 4-team owner? No. Do you need to have 2 teams? You can do it that way. We will be holding our next draft, and it is a superstar all-star draft. And that'll be about 2 to 3 weeks after the World Series is done on Wednesday. So you still have plenty of time to think about it, plenty of time to get your questions answered from me if you have any, and if you have interest, or if you just want some more information about Phil Graham's stuff and about our league's rules that we did, hit me up. So I hope that you guys have a great Sunday. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so yet, because that really helps the channel grow. And remarks really help a lot too, as the algorithm says people are taking interest. So SoCalSabre saying, take care of yourselves out there, be kind to each other, and stay safe.